Ebonite challenge here in Rochester.
Well, the question that I have on my mind is, can Steve Hoskins put that behind him, regroup himself, refocus, and get back to business? I suppose so.
Sure did on that shot. Interesting that in between matches there, he did not practice. He was simply sitting over there trying to get his thoughts back together.
Well, I think he was trying to get his heart rate back together.
Well, you have to do that too. Exactly right, Marshall.
Because he had to be extraordinarily excited after that, as was certainly apparent by his reaction. Our first look at Rick Steelsmith, talented player from Wichita, Kansas.
And a solid 10 right out of the gate.
And there is Bill Suffer, the Vice President of Sales of Ebonite International. And Bill wanted me to say hi to his wife for him, his wife Joanne. She's going to be out of town for a couple of weeks. And Joanne, Bill says hi.
Cross lane at the 10 pin. Rick has it. Of course, Rick Steelsmith was an All-American at Wichita State. He's won 5 FIQ titles. And he won the ABC Masters tournament as an amateur in 1987.
But Mike, he was the quintessential can't-miss player who, unfortunately, earlier in his career, had some problems with his shoulder, and it really took its toll on Rick. And in fact, it took him off the tour for a couple of years, but he's back and has been bowling very, very solid this year.
Now, Rick Steelsmith hooks the ball quite a lot, but he looks like a dead straight shooter compared to Hoskins.
Well, he's not trying to. He can hook the ball even more than that if he wants to, but he's not trying to play the big hook. This is a shot that got him here. This is a shot he's going to stay with.
Okay. Hoskins for a quick lead.
And there's the tournament chairperson, Joanne Fournier, as Steve Hoskins does something very unusual. He didn't strike.
Well, he's just glad that that 10 pin didn't stand on the 12th shot.
First spare in a while. Can he handle it? You betcha.
Dead center. Well, even after 2 frames, the difference right now, Steelsmith working on a strike. Hoskins here in the 3rd frame working simply on a spare.
I really think that spare in the 2nd frame for Steve will actually help settle him down even more.
Knocks out the 10.
Rick Steelsmith with the opportunity to take a 10-pin lead in the 3rd frame with a strike here.
And of course, Rick earlier this year won the PBA National Tournament. That was his first singles victory ever.
And it came a lot longer than most people would have thought. Once again, that shoulder problem really took him out of contention for many years, but he's back. And there's a power strike for Rick Steelsmith.
Gives him a quick 10-pin advantage here in the 3rd frame of the championship match.
As we take a look at Rick Steelsmith, a 5-step approach, very solid, little more than shoulder-high backswing, a good reach, nice lift, and watch the 5-pin. Ball takes care of it. All 10 pins are down.
And Rick now using a 16-pound bowling ball, where for years he used 15.
He went to the 15-pound ball because of the injury, but he has gone back to 16, and maybe that extra pound is what he needed to knock the 5-pin out in the last shot. That's got to slide.
Well,
that ball was thumb down when he let go of it. He knows it was a bad shot. Fortunate just to get the 9 pins.
Thumb down meaning?
Meaning he overturned the ball early. Got the ball into an early rotation. Got the ball left of his target. Almost got away with it, getting a Brooklyn strike, but leaves a 6-pin and makes it.
A little sigh of relief there. I don't think he threw the spare ball like he wanted to either.
No, that was a little bit of excitement for a 6-pin.
Right now, Hoskins can take a quick 1-pin lead if he can double here in the 4th frame. Oh, and it crept high. The 4, 7, 10. First time he's missed the pocket in a long time, and he has the full penalty.
Yeah, it looked like that was 2 mistakes. A little slow with his ball speed and certainly left of his target.
So give this a shot, Marsh?
I think Steve probably will. He does give it a shot. And he pays the penalty on a strike. He loses a couple extra pins in count. You can see this first ball he threw never got far enough to the right. And with the ball hooking as hard as it is toward the pocket, the split is almost inevitable.
Right now has to put it back together here. 5th frame, lane 33, trailing by 23 pins. No trouble with that lane.
Having a good time on the left lane, but the right lane giving him trouble now.
Interesting, and he had a finish on that lane for the 300 game.
And just went bang, 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 no problem.
Yeah, he did. They were perfect, all 3 of them.
As you can see, Rick's best finish. He won the PBA National Championship earlier this year.
In Toledo, Ohio. And it's Dexter is the footwork of the pros. So now let's check out the footwork of the pros by Dexter Shoes.
As we take a look at Rick's 5-step approach, very steady in his first few steps and really powers into that 5th step.
Nice long slide, too.
Good reaction. Power strike, power approach.
That brought to you by Dexter Shoes. Leading by 23, can bump it up to 33 here.
The biggest shot of the week for Rick Steelsmith. Really wants to climb on him here.
Wow.
And opens the door once again, coming in high in the left-hand lane.
He thought that ball was going to hold pocket, and it didn't.
Well, we'll take a look at this shot. Never gets far enough to the right. Now he's just hoping for a good break and really doesn't get one, leaving the 9-10. Needs to fit the ball right between the 9-pin and the 10-pin. To keep that 23-pin lead, and he does it.
Perfect shot.
Not only does he save that lead, but he keeps momentum on his side, Mike. We'll take a look at a perfect split conversion. Goes the harder ball, puts it right between the 9 and the 10, and a great reaction. Steve Hoskins working on a strike and cut it to 13 on his tough lane.
And again, high. Just can't get it back together right now.
Well, he's kind of lost that right-hand lane now, and I'm not sure he knows exactly what he needs to do.
The PBA introduces their information hotline. That's the latest PBA Tour news is available. Current news, scores for the pros. Await your calls 24 hours a day, and there'll be a chat with the winner of this game 45 minutes after airtime. Just call 1-900-420-4PBA. The charge is only $1.49 a minute. So if Steve can bail this game out, you can ask him about that 300 game.
Right now, Steve Hoskins would just like to finish out the game on lane 33.
He's still in this match, though.
Oh, he certainly is. You know, we have Steve has 3 frames to go. Rick Steelsmith has 4 frames. 23-pin lead right now for Rick Steelsmith. Working on a spare. Made that 9-10 split in the 6th frame.
He's lost it on both lanes now. Again, well, high and leaves only the 6-pin.
I don't know if it's so much he's lost it as he just lost that shot. He did not make a good crisp delivery. He was a little tentative. Didn't allow the ball to get out to the right far enough. Fortunate just to leave the 6-pin. Shouldn't be any problem.
As the spare.